on Insider. Today we have a very special guest in the studio for K-Poppin's Insider. She is Tango percussionist Kim Ji in the studio. 안녕하세요.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to
Nice to meet you. Could you please introduce yourself? 간단하게 인사 부탁드릴게요.
Yeah, I'm Ji Hye Kim. I'm a percussionist based in London, and I just travel a lot around the world.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so speaking of which, you were recently in Berlin, then you went to London, and then you came to Korea yesterday?
Yesterday.
So you're very busy at the moment.
Yeah.
For what reasons? Are there a lot of festivals going on? What are you normally doing right now that's so busy?
Well, basically I played around the world now, and I collaborate with various musicians and artists. So yeah, that's why.
That's why. Okay, so she is just collaborating with a lot of artists. All right. Well, she is a percussionist, and she does play the traditional instrument, which is called the tango. And I think that for a lot of our listeners, this is probably something that they've never really heard of before. So before we really get to know amazing you as an artist, what is the tango? Just in case any of our listeners might not know what it is.
Yeah, maybe in Korean.
Yeah, you could. Sure. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. 장구는 한국 전통 타악기 중에 하나고요. 그 한국 전통 타악기는 4가지가 있는데 그중에 장구는 굉장히 다양한 스킬을 보여줄 수 있는 메인 인스트루먼트이고 이렇게 쉐입이 모래시계.
그렇죠.
모래시계 모양처럼 생겨서 그런 모양이 일단 되게 독특하고 그런 모양 되게
그렇죠.
특별한.
그렇죠. 아주 특별한 그런. Okay, so it's a percussional instrument, and out of the 4 main percussional instruments that we have for traditional Korean instruments, it is one of the biggest, and also it has a lot more skill that needs to go into it, and just the way that it looks like an hourglass, if you've ever seen it. And so because it looks like an hourglass, it's really memorable too, because once you see it, it kind of has the similarities, but she is saying that it does require a lot of skill. So I'm kind of curious because I heard that you started playing the tango in like elementary school. So I want to see how that started. 초등학교 때 처음 장구를 접했다고 했는데 뭐 집에 국악이나 아니면 좀 전통 악기를 다루는 집안 아니었나요?
전혀
없었어요.
네.
그럼 어떻게 접하게 되신 거예요?
Yeah, so actually I really wanted to be actress before
There we go. Yes. Okay, so she wanted to be an actress. Okay.
But so I really wanted to enter the group for drama.
Okay.
But actually it was full.
Oh, so it was an extracurricular activity that you wanted to join, but they were full.
Yeah. And during that time, all of my best friends entered the 장구 group.
Really?
Yeah. So I just followed them.
So you followed them to do traditional instruments.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, yeah. So it was by accident, actually.
It was by accident.
Yeah.
And you've stuck with it. So what made you stick with it? Okay, so yeah, you've met it. When you first met the instrument, it was by accident. But what about the instrument or what about traditional Korean music inspired you so much that you had to stay with it?
Yeah, because I really like the sounds, deep sounds. It was like a heartbeat.
Okay.
So I really fall in love that sound. And I think my skill wasn't really bad.
Okay. So you're kind of naturally gifted with it. Okay.
So after 3 months, I became a leader of that group.
Wow. Just after 3 months.
Yes.
What? Okay.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed that time and all instruments. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's an amazing story. Now, you did say that the tango itself does have a lot of skill. If I reach back into my elementary school memory as well, I remember taking a class at the Korean Center back in LA, and I also did get a chance to touch in with the tango too. And interestingly, it has 2 sticks that we have to play it with. What are they called again? So
the left one is 궁채.
okay,
The right one is 열채.
열채. Okay, so there's two, and it makes the whole of the actual instrument, the two different sticks to make the different sounds.
Yeah, but sometimes I use my hands as well.
Okay.
And different sticks.
And different sticks, but traditionally it has those two sticks.
those,
Traditionally, because I always thought that was really interesting too, because they look different.
Yeah.
Yeah, one is like a really thin piece of wood, and then the other one is just like an actual like percussional drum set type of a stick. Okay, that's so interesting. So ladies and gentlemen, obviously she speaks a little bit of English. So starting off with falling in love with traditional percussion at a young age, you took the tango and went to London.
Yes.
Out of all the places, you went to London. So what was that about?
Well, I really love London because, London is very diverse, active, fun. There are so many different people, musicians, artists. So I chose London. And, as a percussionist who play Korean traditional music, I really wanted to meet different people and different artists there. So
okay, so trying to find a place that's more diverse to spread Korean music was your goal. Okay, now speaking of the different sounds and the different people that you've met, there's actually a lot of different teams that you're a part of.
Yeah.
So first off, let's talk about the ensemble Shinawi. So how did you guys kind of come together? How did that start? What was that all about?
Well, all people, I met all people in university in Korea, and they are very talented musicians, and they play Korean traditional instruments like ajeng, gayagum, and pansori, vocal, and just one pianist there.
Oh, just one pianist.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Out of all the diversity, just one.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys just kind of met at university, started talking about music, and then just like, yeah, let's do something together.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess that's the beauty of music. It's just kind of like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then it comes together. Now, you also were able to be a part of Urban Sound, am I correct? Because I did see a few videos on YouTube that you did post about them. So how did Urban Sound start?
Well, one of my friends who learned Korean traditional Tango introduced one Chinese percussionist.
Okay.
So we met and we just jammed together.
Nice. Nice.
And we really loved each sound. So we said, let's do something.
Wow.
And and she also introduced one more pianist. So we just
started jamming. And wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really fun how she's just telling us about, so I just kind of started when I was in elementary school. Then I just kind of created ensembles, and then we just kind of created Urban Sound, which is it's such an amazing thing that this much creativity can come together at one. I'm kind of curious about this one as well, because I've been seeing a lot of your videos online too, and I feel that any musical number, whether it be traditional, whether it be a jam, whether it be like a jazz, like just whatever type of improvisation type of concert, whatever it is, there's always a story behind it. And I feel that with Korean traditional music, it's thinking of, you're going to be bringing like Korean traditional stories to light to come together. When you mix with everybody, does the main storytelling become like a clash of ideas? Do you guys just come together and bringing an idea together? I'm kind of curious as how everything kind of melts together from all the different backgrounds.
Yeah, we all have different tradition in different, countries. And first of all, we share our own tradition and our own traditional music and our background. And after that, we try to mix everything. And it's quite difficult first time.
For the first time.
Yeah, but as time goes by, we
find a medium and make it work.
Make it.
Wow. Okay, so we're always saying urban sounds with Tango, that just sounds nice. And this was speaking of since you've been able to go around the world. Vicky was asking, which countries have you visited so far? And also, do you teach new generations to play instruments too? So do you teach as well?
Yeah, in London.
You do
now.
teach. Okay, wow.
Yes.
And what are the countries that you visited so far? Just off the top of your head, all the countries you've been to.
Germany, France, Slovenia.
Wow.
Oh, so I mean a lot of. So I can't.
Just so many.
Yeah, USA, of course, and I don't know.
Pretty much anywhere that they will have you.
Sorry?
If anywhere that will have you, that you will go.
Yeah.
Okay. Anywhere that will have you, she'll go. We have one of our listeners from the V Line saying, accidental musician, it's so impressive. Just playing tango, you get to share music in the UK. This is so awesome. Yeah, so she's an amazing percussionist that we do have in the studio today. And we're just getting to know a little bit about her herself and also how she's been playing the tango, which is a traditional percussional instrument. And I'm really curious as to, you did say that whenever you're playing, you love the sound that it makes with other different instruments and other people as well, which I feel that when you're taught about Korean traditional instruments, they're kind of like, this is reserved for traditional use only, to kind of think outside of the box and just like, oh, I want to just try and play with that saxophonist over there and that trombonist over there.
Yeah.
What kind of helped you kind of break out of that, okay, I'm just going to stick with traditional sound, to joining other different sounds with other people?
Well, actually, it was about my thesis.
Really?
Yeah, I think we have to keep the tradition, but we also have to accept some other cultures and other sounds as well. So, but if we just follow the different things, something like just Western, Western classical sound, we can't say it is tradition.
Okay.
Traditional
Okay.
music. So the balance is really important, I think. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so that was her thought. So yeah, she did a thesis on this when she was going to school as well. And so yeah, I'm glad that she was able to kind of bring that in. She was just pretty much saying that, yeah, the difference that we have, yes, keeping tradition is great, but yeah, accepting other things also does become a new tradition too. So because the songs are pretty lengthy, we do actually have a ensemble Shinai track to get a chance to listen to. But I'm going to give some time for our listeners to send in some more questions too. And some of our listeners were asking if we could see some pictures. Lunes was asking if we could see some pictures of some of her performances. It looks like we actually have some on hand before we go into the song break. So I think if our staff is already outside, we can actually take a look at those pictures when they are loaded. I think they're loading at the moment. This is the beauty of a live show. You're listening to K-Poppin second hour. There we go. We've got the pictures. So I think we're going to be loading them onto the screen. There we go. This is you performing.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Different styles. Yeah.
Yeah, very different styles. That is so cool. Okay, there's actually a picture in there that we're going to talk a little bit about after the song break. So we're going to take another quick song break. It is a little bit more lengthy than our other songs that we've been taking breaks with in the past. So enjoy this as you give some time to send in some questions and messages for our guest in the studio for today. In the meantime, here we go for you, 사랑가 Love Song. It's the second hour of K-Poppin, and we have our insider in the studio. She is Tango Percussionist Kim Ji Hye in the studio. We are learning a lot more about what the actual traditional tango is, plus a little bit about how she got into the instrument itself and what she's been doing with it in her career. We do have a lot of questions coming in. Most of them are just awesome, great photos coming from Eric. Hannah was saying, whoa, 멋있습니다. is coming in as well. And Vicky was asking, could you please teach me how to do this? So it looks like we have a lot of interest in what's going on today. And Luna's from our V Live. During the 4 pictures that we saw earlier, what type of outfit were you wearing? Is it a traditional outfit? I'm kind of curious too. What was that outfit? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not traditional. Yeah.
So the blue one is just an outfit you guys came up with, or?
You mean with the helmet?
Yeah, with the hat.
Actually, it was made by my friend, my collaborator, JD Shah. And yeah, the shape is a big traditional costume, but it's like
totally different.
Totally different.
Okay. Wow. It just looks so cool. Okay. There's a question that came in about actually playing the instrument. Kale was asking, what's the difference between using the stick and your hand on the tango?
So when we play Korean traditional court music and folk music, we usually use hand for the left side. But right side always use stick.
So the stick is always going to be there. Yeah. It's your left hand that can be switched out every once in a while. Okay, so there was actually a picture that we saw with the stills that we saw before, and there was her in red, and there's another beautiful lady standing next to her. You actually also perform with another team, which is a duo.
Yeah.
And you call yourselves Sawi.
Yes.
And so how did you meet the beautiful Sitache that you perform with?
10 years ago, we had project in Korea first with Ensemble Shinoi member and Kim Deok-soo, the master of Korean traditional percussion. So yeah, it was our first time, and after 10 years, she just suddenly called me and, can I go to your place in London? So, okay, why not? She just came and let's make some music together. So we made some pieces together and we performed. And now.
Okay, I think we're seeing a pattern here with our insider Tia's life. It just kind of happens.
Yeah.
She just happened to start playing the tango. Yeah. She just happened to go to London. She just happened to form all of her different groups.
Yeah.
That's so amazing.
I love that.
Yeah, no, I love it too. I love how everything just kind of happened. Mm-hmm. Okay, now you brought something up that was pretty interesting about klut, because it is, a lot of people find this really interesting, especially if they're not from Korean descent, because it is kind of like a ceremonial dance. It does kind of have like an Asian Korean twist to like exorcisms too, but I hear that you also put this into your music as well. Was there a particular reason you chose to put this in, or?
I was thinking shamanism is really special because it's our own culture, and shamanism is like now it's an intangible cultural asset. And there are various different, shamanic ritual, and it's really beautiful actually. Mm-hmm. The song and dance and whole ritual is really beautiful, and sometimes it's really sad because that ritual is for dead people or friends or family
who have left.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I love that. So I just wanted to put that in there.
No, I think just the different perspective of it itself is great to be able to kind of, because there's no like a funeral, there's no funeral song, you know what I mean? But I feel that because the ceremonies themselves are pretty much kind of dedicated for that, to be able to enhance that, I think that is just a beautiful thing. Another question talking about just you playing drums in general was from one of our male listeners. I need to try to find it. Well, there's so many messages coming in today. It came in earlier about, can you, there it is. Can you jam out to other drums as well? So can you just play the tango, or can we put you behind a drum set and actually see you like completely rock out?
You mean
like an American drum set?
Yeah,
like rock and roll.
Me?
Yeah, you personally.
Well, I also learned that Western percussion and some marimba, timpanis, and conga, everything actually.
Oh, wow.
I'm not really good at all, or percussions, but I love,
the sounds.
Yes,
And you just, okay, so she tried. So yeah, Michael asked this, can you rock out on a drum set? She can. She learned. She has learned in the past. She can actually go onto a drum set and actually just do it. Nira's dropping by a little bit late, so let me give you the update for it. The reason why our insider today chose the tango over any other musical instrument was because she said that it kind of sounded like the heartbeat, and so she loved the sound of it, and that's how she fell in love with it. And okay, I'm gonna kind of go back to some of the other questions that we have because there's so many amazing questions that are coming in today. So when it comes to the music that you've been doing with the ensemble, Shinawi, also with Urban Sound that we were talking about earlier, even with the duo that you have, a lot of the music is different. You're trying to push barriers. You're trying to kind of think outside of the box. Now, for some people, thinking outside of the box comes a lot more natural. For others, it's kind of like, no, we need to sit down. No, we're going to make it different. We're going to, like, you make a song and you're like, no. Let's make it different. So for any of your projects, when it comes for you, when you create music, what is it like? Do you just kind of put like an A verse, B verse down, put an entire song together and be like, maybe I'll change this here, maybe I'll change that there? Or do you kind of just make as you go?
Well, when I when I meet some different artists or musicians, I first of all I find a similarity between two different genres and different arts, and then we wanna share that together, and we wanted to create based on that
differences and similarities. Yes. Oh, wow. So it's pretty much for you, you're more interested in the person behind the percussion or the instrument, and then to try to bring that together through your instruments. Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome. And this is also the beauty of music too. Yeah. Because you can be so expressional
I
in
think
the music.
The process is really important, I think. So I try that
one. Now you do focus a lot on your visual performances too, because I know that you did a few visual performances as well. Now that's also in a whole nother level because it's a different step up from music. So how do you kind of put all of that together too?
Well, I also really want to be a performance artist. Okay. So visual art has a lot of possibility, I think. So I really wanted to.
Okay, so you really wanted to put that in there as well. Oh, now there's been a question because the song that we did listen to earlier did have vocals in it. So a lot of our listeners are asking the same question. Do you yourself sing as well on top of these tracks?
Sometimes I sing. It's not real sing, but it's like kuum. Yeah, and I love it, and I'm also I have learned pansori as well, so I try.
Wow. So you're not just taking one instrument and being like, okay, I'm going to change music with this one instrument. You're trying to learn everything around it to bring more into your instrumental.
And to express myself.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I could have never have thought that she would try to learn different types of music or different things that would have nothing to do with your actual playing. Because pansori itself, I mean, if you are originally a pansori singer, you could add the tango. But I feel that the other way around is not that common.
Totally different.
Totally different. Wow. So Pasta Lover's like, wait, she really sings? This is so incredible. My listeners are becoming more and more like me. They're like, can we make her sing?
Oh, no.
I don't know, because she doesn't have her instrument with us either today. So I don't know, because I'm going to let you guys take a little bit of a song break with that. So let's see if we can maybe even make her sing like a song that she sings at the singing room. Maybe just a little bit, but after the next song break. Because I want to give my listeners some more time to send in your questions and messages. So if you have any more questions and messages for our Insider for today, because I know that you have a lot, send them in. But we are going to take another quick song break before we come back and have more insight with our Insider today, which is Kim Ji in the studio. We have for you AZ Tix coming up next with Ready, Set, Go. All right, it's the second hour of K-Poppin. I'm your host, Isak. It is Insider Day. We have the Tango percussionist Kim Ji in the studio. You saw me laughing. You saw me talking during the song break. I tried, guys. I tried bribing her. I tried to do everything I could to make her sing, and she's like, nah. But she's going to give you some updates a little bit later about where you could see her perform and some other stuff. So I'm going to give her time in just a few moments. But Lunez was also curious about, during your performance, do you yourself dance?
It's not real dance, but it's about, ritual ceremony, something. So, yeah.
Sometimes you do move.
Yes.
Okay, if the story calls for it, you will move a little bit. Okay, so you might get a chance to see her moving every once in a while. Pasta Lover was asking, is the tango the only instrument you play?
Mm-hmm.
Officially?
Yeah.
Only one?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's another question. Natasha from Brazil is asking, is there any other instrument you want to learn?
I actually really like trumpet, piccolo, something like.
That's so cool.
It's totally different, but
Totally
I
different.
love it.
Okay.
I love the sound.
So I guess we might see her continue to do something fun like that. That sounds so cool. I would love to see her add that to her performances later down the line. Eric was asking, how long have you officially been a musician? So you've picked up the tango in elementary school, but like officially, like, I'm a musician, I perform for a living. How long has that been?
Well, maybe 15 years? Yeah.
Wow. 15 years, ladies and gentlemen. So she's been performing for that long. Hannah was asking, and so was Kim Veli as well. I think this is going to be a little bit of a different one. It could be the same or it could be different. First one is, who's your favorite Korean artist? It can be traditional. It can be boy group. Boy group. No, just kidding. Girl group. Older singers. Pop. Hip hop. It doesn't matter.
I really like BTS. Actually. So,
Do you have a favorite BTS member?
I love all.
She made such a safe answer.
Yeah.
Such a safe answer.
So, Urban Sound actually plan to make some cover song. So maybe.
You heard it here first. Urban Sound is going to be doing a cover of BTS later down the line. Yes.
You can check it.
Maybe you could check it out. Okay. Then is there an artist that you would love to collaborate with?
Wow.
Because that's different. It could be the same. I mean, you could say BTS.
Of course.
Of course.
Well, also I love Avishai Cohen, bassist.
Okay.
So if I have any chance, I love.
You would love to. That would be great. Okay. As soon as we said BTS, everybody's like, ting, 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 BTS. BTS number one. Okay. And we do have Rachel dropping by asking us from the UK, actually. So I heard that you just got back to Korea. What are you planning to do in Korea? Are you home for a visit or are you resting? Are you going to be performing? What are you doing back in Korea?
Well, I go to New York this Saturday for the gig. And after that, I go to Bogota. After Bogota, I will be coming back to Korea again.
Okay.
And, Sawi has a project in Korea, in Ulsan. So, you can
check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, when is that happening? Next month or month after?
Next month.
September.
Yeah, September.
Okay. You heard it here first. She's going to be coming back to Korea. So it looks like she's going to be resting till Saturday. The next question is, what is the first Korean food you ate when you got here yesterday?
Yesterday, actually, 곱창.
Nice. Totally amazing.
I love that.
Okay, that sounds great. That she was able to have just traditional food when she got here. Okay, now everybody's asking about where you can listen to music from her. Does she have a YouTube channel? She does. So I'm going to give her time because we're about to wrap up too because we have to say goodbye. But before we go, tell us your YouTube channel. If you have a social media account, tell us your ID. Our listeners are really curious as to where we can listen to more music from you, download it, listen to it. So where can we do this?
You can check Instagram.
Okay.
It's Sawi NYC. It's SAAWEENYC. And you can also check YouTube channel as well with same name and website as well.
Okay.
So,
And it's under your name.
Yeah.
So the last video she posted was like 2 months ago. So if you go in and there's like a solo performance of her sitting down in a chair playing the tango, that's her. So if you look up her name online and you find her channel, that's her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like that you have some exciting news. So maybe next year or in the next couple of months, we might be seeing some official music. Seeing. So official music.
Yes. So Sawi will release our album in November.
Okay.
So yeah, you can check.
Okay. So yeah, just pretty much stay tuned to her channels and also her social media account because it looks like we're actually going to get a chance to download or purchase an actual album coming fall. So stay tuned for that. That's so amazing. Okay, Vicky is asking Isak, send her info through your account. I will. I'm going to get her info and then post it on my social media account later on so you guys can just go follow it through there. I think this could be an easier way for you guys to find it. It's unfortunately already time for me to say goodbye to our insider for today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Much.
Hopefully in November when you release the album, we can have you back in the studio.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, that'd be great. Or if maybe we can have like a concert on Jeju and they can come and perform. So as we send her out of the studio and finish off our Insider for today, we are going to be closing with Poppin Hyunjun and Park Eri on the track with 있을 때 잘해. When there is a good. We're going to listen to this track and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.